Don't panic. Let's talk through this. Hey everybody, it's Allie, and I am on a tremendous weight loss journey. I hope you'll come and join me. Let's talk about, oh my gosh, the food noise is back, the hunger has returned, the appetite suppression is not suppressing. What do I do now? Here is my advice for this. As somebody who stayed on Mounjaro 2.5 for 13 weeks, I think that it's very important that you power through some of these situations that will come with being on a dosage for a long period of time, right? So each week is not going to be the same. I know that this medication works differently for different people, but for the majority of us, every week is not going to be identical to that very first time that you took the medication. Some weeks you'll have more hunger, some weeks you'll have more suppression, some weeks you'll have more side effects than others, or different side effects. And that's just the game that we play. I can't explain why that happens. It just does. But keep in mind that not every week is the same. Now, having said that, when you start to get used to a dose, I have seen, and I have experienced myself, that there will be at least 2 to 3 weeks where you are having a lot of those hunger symptoms. You're having less appetite suppression. You may or may not be losing weight. You may notice that the food noise is coming back. If you don't know what food noise is, go check out my video on food noise. But just because you have one or multiple of those symptoms doesn't mean that you automatically need to go up in dose. I'm seeing this increase of people who are posting in the support groups that they're on their, second or third week on a dose, and they're going, oh my gosh, the food suppression, I haven't had food suppression all day, and I just took my shot 2 days ago. Do I need to go up in dose? Do I need to call my doctor right now and not take the rest of this medication? No. You don't need to change dose in the middle of dosage, right, in the middle of a box, unless you're having multiple weeks where you're having a lot of hunger, zero appetite suppression or significantly less, you're not losing weight, right? And the food noise is back. And having been on 2.5 for 13 weeks like I did, I can tell you that it slowly starts to creep up. So at first, I would have the food noise and the hunger come back the day before my next shot. Then it was 2 days before. Then it was 3 days before. And then I would have a week where I had suppression the whole week. Then the next week, I would have very, very little suppression and lots of food noise. I encourage you to take this as an opportunity, if you're in this situation, to work through these feelings, because chances are you are going to get off of the medication at some point. There are many people who will stay on this medication for life. There are many people that will get dropped by their insurance for numbers of reasons. We don't have to go into all that. But if you go your entire journey hiding from the hunger or the food noise and chasing that appetite suppression, when you get to the end of your journey, you will not have learned how to deal with it. And if for whatever reason you have to come off the medication, you are going to be 100% miserable, and you're going to panic because you haven't had to deal with any of that for months. I see people that are, halfway through 2.5 or halfway through 5, or they just started 7.5, right? If you can, try to work through it for at least a week or two, And then if you're noticing that you're really not having any suppression, you're having a ton of food noise, right? Then it may be time to talk to your doctor about moving up in dosage. But don't be quick to jump to the next dose, because there are some people who do that and the side effects are just crippling because they didn't stay at that lower dose, right? Or on their current dose, I should say, for long enough for their body to acclimate. So just keep in mind, not every week is going to be the same. And I know that seems odd, but remember, you can switch up your injection site. You can switch up how many calories you're eating, right? If you're not losing weight, maybe you drop down your carbs a little bit and up your protein. There are a lot of different things that you can do to try to work within the parameters of that 1 month box. So don't be quick to give up. There is a lot of benefit through working through it. For example, now that at a lower dose, I personally have worked through a lot of the hunger, the food noise, the overwhelming urge to binge, which has happened on occasion. Now that I've worked through those items, right, as they come up, I am more and better equipped to handle them going forward. So, for example, if I feel a binge coming on, I have my favorite salad dressing. I've got cucumbers already cut up in the fridge, and I just fill up a bowl and go to town. If I eat the whole bowl, great. Low calorie, high in moisture, vitamins, minerals, the skin has fiber, right? We're doing good. And I got to satisfy that overwhelming psychological urge to binge, right? By shoving stuff in my mouth hole, right? So try to work through it. Now, I'm not saying that you should be miserable for a whole month. If a dosage is not working for you, you will probably know within 2 to 3 weeks, and then you can talk to your doctor about moving up. But just don't be so quick to skip a dose or to titrate up, especially with all of the shortages that are happening. And keep in mind, once you max out your dose, there's nowhere for you to go. They are currently talking about creating a couple of higher doses, but the thing is, when they do that, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been on the medication for a year or so who will then go up to those doses. So then we'll have shortages again. So just try to play it smart. Try to work through it. Make sure that you're making healthy choices. Make sure you're prioritizing protein. And then after a couple of weeks, if you're still having challenges, then talk to your doctor about moving up in dose. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up, subscribe so that you don't miss any of my crazy antics, and Kevin, who I'm about to show you right now, and we'll see you in the next video. Kevin, why are you licking my knee? What are you doing? Kevin? What's happening? So we just went for a run outside and now we're tired. You're a good boy.